So in the end, this is all in accordance with a document that was found in 2005 by the FBI when they raided the home of a man called Ismail el-Barassi in Maryland, and they found that he was the archivist of the Muslim Brotherhood in the United States. And these were documents that I dare say were probably the most important documents found since the Pumpkin Papers. People can remember those days. These were the most incredibly important national security documents because for the first time the FBI now learned that a secret Muslim Brotherhood infrastructure existed in the United States, and its agenda was to basically what they called a civilizational jihad, which was to destroy from within, and not necessarily using violence, but rather infiltrating using what I call legal insurgency. So getting influence by the ballot box instead of by bullets. We did a study of many of the more than 180 convictions of Islamic terrorist plots since 9/11. And we looked at the plea deals and the statements made by the defendants. In 90% of the cases, they all talked about the war against Islam. Now, there's no war against Islam any more than there's a war against Italians because of crackdown on the mafia, or a war against blacks because of crackdown on gangs, or a war against the Orientals because of a crackdown on the Yakuza, or a war against Hispanics because of a crackdown on the Cali cartel. I mean, it's a particular type of paranoid delusion that's reinforced historically by the fact that after the Gates of Vienna loss in the 1700s, when the Muslim armies were literally about to topple Europe and they lost, they retreated, and they missed out on the Industrial Revolution, the Age of Enlightenment, the Age of Rationality, the Age of Reason. They missed out on everything. And so up until 10 years ago, the Grand Mufti of Saudi Arabia was still declaring that the earth was flat, and that was being taught. So they missed out on all of this because there's no separation of church and state. So science has to be subordinate to religion. And that held them back. And how did they explain being on the lowest end of the totem pole? It had to be a conspiracy. There was no self-reflection or introspection that said, maybe, we did something wrong here. Maybe we should have a reformation.